Traders, today was a frustrating one. A very small win, only $6 per contract in profit. The market this morning just didn't move. We were looking for the fade down, and it tried. The sellers came in, but they didn't come in with enough force. Very frustrating way to start the week, but green is green. Check out the video and see how we did it. Good morning, everyone. I hope all is well. All right, with 4 minutes and 20 seconds until cash open, we're starting to see a drop pre-market. I would prefer prices to pop into the 226.80 area because this straight drop right here may be hard to catch. So 226.81 roughly, what I would rather see price pop higher. We may or may not get that. If this is a straight drop, we may have to wait a few before entering. But I would love at cash to see us pop a little higher, maybe 226.70, 226.80, and then see a reaction down. Excuse me. A straight fall would be pretty hard to catch. And it's happening, look like it started 9:15, 9:10, 9:15. That would be preferred. Because as we're falling, we're seeing a lot of volume in that fall. 226.74 has absolutely no volume, no interest. I do have the 227 puts, but that's looks like we're not even gonna get anywhere close to that. 226 is I have ready to go, $88 per contract, which is gonna change at cash. And we're continuing to fall down, 226.49. 226.80 is a pretty far way to go, but this straight drop is it's a little concerning as far as being able to catch it. Get some stuff out of the way so I can see. And as we're falling, there's little interest. So that's telling me potentially there's a potential to pop higher, which would be great for us. The close of last session was 225.99. We're far from that. But we're testing the top of L period 220. Well, we're far from that too, 225.96. So we're really testing D period. And the high of that was 226.99. So I have 226 puts ready to go, but we are dropping dramatically. And that's not a good sign for opportunity. Unless again at open we pop higher. But right now, it's hard to catch a falling knife. 226.34 at the moment. And as it's falling, there's no interest. So that's telling me we may see a pop higher. That's what I'm looking for. We may not get to 226.80 or 226.70, but we should see some kind of pop as prices are still falling. 226.31. We keep falling like this. I don't know if we're gonna catch anything. Not especially not at the open. Started to move pretty early. Continuing to fall. As the prices fall, there's no interest. I don't like where we are in price. All right, 10 seconds until cash open. Let's see if we get a pop higher. If we do get that pop, then ooh, Okay. 226.16. All right. Market should be opening now. I don't like the opportunity. I don't like the opportunity at all. See what happens. Okay, we're trying to pop. So 226 puts are going for $60 per contract. It's a great price. I don't like the opportunity though. Unless we pop higher. I want to see us go a little higher than this. We're trying to go higher in 226.17, but it's just not going. Now it's stuck. 226.15. It's trying, but it's not going nowhere. See if we can get it pop a little bit. Yeah, okay. Now we're seeing it pop higher with no volume. All right, so I'm kind of liking it now. It may not get up to the 226.50 area, but we are seeing something. So 226 puts are still in my watch list, and 226 is in my active trader. Okay, I like this. Just needed more evidence. All right, I'm in 226 puts, $62 per contract. I like how we popped higher with nothing. I actually got a better entry. I got a better entry at 55. It says 60, but it's 55. All right, so we're popping a little higher, but still no interest there. Active trader got me in at 55. All right. Yeah, the prices are going into the 226.52 area. Still no interest. As it's popping higher and higher, there's nothing there. Still like that it's nothing there. Maybe got in a little early. All right. Starting to see a rejection down a little bit. All right. Yeah, they're starting to reject that 226 price tag. You got 65? That's a bad fill. All right. Still, they're still rejecting that area. How y'all getting 65 interest? All right, now we're starting to see that rejection down. Price is going into the 226.45 area and starting to reject down. Yeah, that's a whole 10 cent less than what I mean more than what I entered in. Active trader got me in at 55. Now at break even 55. We're starting to see that price rejection down from the 226.52 area. It's not moving fast enough. We're seeing that there is no interest in the 226 price tag, 226.40 price tag. It's just not happening fast enough. That first 5 minutes, it rejected it down. Looks like it's trying to. I'm still break even at 55. Yeah, the price keeps testing that 226.40 area, but that's not showing any interest there. It's happening very slow. Something is happening. I'm just not happening fast enough, whatever it is. Okay, there's some seller there's the pressure coming in at 226.40 to 226.35. There's a lot of volume at that area. There's something happening. It's just not happening like right away. 226.40 to 226.35, 37. Just kind of just stuck. So I've been toggling back and forth between couple cent of drawdown to break even to back to a couple cent, a couple dollars. 226.16 to 226.12. There's a big area of volume there. We aren't doing anything. His market is literally stuck, popping higher. 226.40, 226.50. As we pop higher, there is still no interest there, but we're gonna pop higher, looks like it. Yeah, we're still 226.60. There's nothing there. There's no interest there, and I'm getting close to getting stopped out too. A couple cent away. There's a lack of interest there, but it's like it's taking its time to make a move. Yeah, it's a bounce off PLC. But every time we bounce higher, there's literally nothing, no interest or value. So we're kind of stuck. We're just not making any moves. Now volume has come in at the 226.60 area to 226.57. There's something happening in these areas. We're trading inside the first 5 minutes, which is There's nothing happening. All right, so we're in the third 5 minutes now, the 940 candle. There's a lot of volume starting to come into it now. Still stuck though. Still not moving. The sellers are trying to come into it. VIX is still well below 20. Okay, sellers are trying. I may just take a small profit on this one because they're trying, but it's not all the way happening at the moment. 226.06. We would have dropped that. Or 226.03. But right now I'm only 2 cents in profit, $2 in profit. But nothing's happening, nothing's moving. Right? We're stuck between 226.03 to 226.19. Everybody's hitting their stop loss. There's nothing's happening right now. That's the thing. So my entry was 55. I am now 58. So I mean, I ain't really nothing to brag on. It's happening. Something's happening. It just hasn't happened. Right? There's a big 226.40 area to 226.31 that's happening. So if we drop 226.03, which it looked like we're going to, I may just take a small profit because it's right now it's not doing much. I'm gonna take it at 61, which I just did. I'm gonna move my stop. Yeah, it's really not moving. Prices. Let me move this up here. Yeah, nothing is happening, guys. I don't know what's happening right now. It's getting stuck. Stuck, stuck, stuck. 61. I took everything at 61 because it's really not moving. I know a lot, yeah, it's hitting that POC again, right? But it's bouncing between value high and POC. And now it's going back up to POC, but it's still hitting that high value area of 226.40 to 226.32. And there's a big volume area of 226.16 to 226.12 that it keeps getting stuck on too. But everybody, 66 is high. I wonder why everybody's getting 66 or 60s on the entries. When I entered, it said 60, but then my active trader got me in at 55. Okay, so you got 56, so you weren't too far from me out at 61. Yeah. Curious how everybody got 60s, 66, 65. Trade Station. Trade Station's pretty good though with their orders. TOS, yeah. TOS live or TOS sim? Right. It was so when I saw it, it was 60. And then I looked over to active trading was 55 live. Live and you got in the 60s? Yeah, the fills are weird. Because right now it's 49.50. It's 51 right now. 57. Yeah, that's closer to where I got in. Suave, right? Sim. Yeah, well, Sim, you can't really count on Sim fills. So that makes sense with Sim. I'm just more so about live. Live trading is more accurate. Sims, they don't focus on active on fills. It's different servers. Yeah, yeah, Sim on Trace on platforms really, but yeah, definitely on TradeStation. 56 to 61. Okay. I mean that's closer. That's a cent more than where I got in at 55. So you made some profit. It wasn't nothing to really brag on, but the live is really what I'm concerned about. 65 on live. And the spreads were good as well. Always that's the first thing I look for. Break even after commission. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane that you guys' fills are, I mean, a couple dollars more makes sense or less, but 10? Unless you're doing sim is that's to be expected. And as we're talking, I mean, they're still rejecting the 226.40 price tag. There's something happening. It just hasn't happened. Fix increased a little bit, yeah, but it was still below 20. I think it was still in the 15 area. Yeah, the market, at least for IWM, is just stuck. I mean, we're literally between 226.70 and 226.03. It just right now has nothing happening. There's a lot of volume kicking in, but no actual movement. And as it continues to try to go into the 226.60 area, it's not showing any interest. So what's happening is the question. And why is it not taking a direction? 60. Yeah, I mean, that's $5 more than my entry. The 60s is what I expected it to, because it said 60 when I hit the entry, when I hit market entry. And the price is right now at 42. I mean, on this Monday, it's just not giving any direction. You can see some activity again at the 226.60 area where there was lack of interest before. Now it's starting to really show something. It still looked like the sellers are in control. It looks like they're trying to come in. Maybe they piecing their orders in, but there has not been a direction defined. You do limit orders, okay. I mean, limit orders are good for entering at a certain price that you prefer, but that doesn't always activate your order either. So there, okay, there's some heavy activity now. 226.60 again to 226.52. I think the sellers are trying to come in. I think they're piecing their orders in. It's still as price going higher, there's no indication that they're willing to pay those high prices. We just need somebody to make a move. Yeah, the VIX increased to 1590, right now 1591. Are you doing a limit order on TOS? I mean, I think you said you were doing SIM. You just can't, with SIM, you can't expect to be filled at a certain price. It just, fill prices are not accurate on SIM accounts. VIX is up. Yeah, it went up, but it's still below 20. So anything below 20 is showing that the market is not in an emotional state. And then obviously above 20, you can expect higher swings, either up or down. So anything below 20 is fine, whether it went from 1560 to 1589. And now I think the sellers are starting to come in because this is what, this third, fourth? This is the 940, the 950 candle, and its prices are 926.51. There's no interest there. There's a big block of volume at 226.23. There's just no direction. It just hasn't picked a side, which is with volume is telling me that it did. It just hasn't moved. All right, price is starting to pop 226.59. So 226.60 is where all that volume was originally. And as we're going in those areas, there's still little volume. I would say move on. Um, I'm normally a one and done person, whether I win or lose. But if you're seeing like right now, we're seeing prices pop into the 226.60 with nothing there. It just hasn't moved. Yeah, I don't think the selling opportunity has gone away. It just hasn't happened. Again, we're stuck. Price has not gone past 226.70, which is look like it's trying to, or drop below 226.03. And as we continue to push to the 226.60 area, there's a lot of volume from the last candle to this candle where there's nothing. I don't believe the selling opportunity has gone away. It just hasn't happened. It hasn't happened the way we wanted to. There's nothing telling me that buyers are in the market right now. Because we did see a shift in Friday's profile where the volume of value traded higher, but prices traded lower. So there was a shift. Just waiting for others to be on board with it. Again, as we in the 226.60 area, there is no volume, no interest. I'm just curious on when it's going to actually happen and why is it taking so long? We saw it the first 30, I mean, the first five, second five. We're starting to see it now in the 940, sorry, 950. It's like it's built a wall. Sellers are in. Looks like they're trying to sell it down now. So every time I hit that 226.60 area, sellers come back into it to defend it. You just want that push to happen a little harder. All right, here is 955 candle. And we're not coming up against any reports to worry about. Just kind of waiting for these bigger players to make a move. It still seems like the sellers are in control just by volume and by market profile. And the volume continues, right? There's 200, last candle, there was 255,000 sellers on 499 volume. They're in the play. They're in there. They haven't pushed through. Right. Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's stuck in that range. There's nothing telling me at the moment that the sellers are more in control than the buyers. It's just a tug of war. Days like this suck because there's no movement. Again, as they come into that 226.50, 226 area, they're just dropping prices. I still think the opportunity is there. It's just taking way longer than we want. VWAP on 1 minute. Yeah, I wouldn't make too many decisions on VWAP though. It's definitely a guide, but I wouldn't make any decisions on it. So again, we hit that 226.50 area, 226.60, and continue to fall right back down. That's a guide, yeah. It's definitely for a guide. I think it's and I may be wrong on the percentage, but I think it's like 20% of importance, especially if you add the anchors to it. It's not the best way to start a week, I'll tell you that. And there's no movement at all. Back to that 226.50, 226 area and just rejecting right back down. But now they're rejecting a little harder. This is a long play. Back to the 226.50, 226.60. Exactly, in no man's land. That's exactly what I call it. No man's land is just stuck. And even in this 5 minutes right here, this 950 candle, there is still showing no volume at the 226.60 area. It just hasn't made a move. All right, now that delta flipped, you just wonder if they're gonna finally make that push down. Today was not the best way to start the market for the week. For those who got the 260, 265 fill on a live, that's just a bad fill. Well, yeah, for sure. Definitely can't win them all. You're gonna take losses. It's just the feel is what's make me It got me scratching my head. Okay, now they're pushing. The sellers were in, right? There was no indication that buyers were in control. It's just waiting for the sellers to actually make a move. From market profile and order flow, we can see that they're not willing to pay those 226.60 price tag. It's just when are you going to actually drop it down? And they're trying. It just hasn't happened. Yeah, and I was close to being stopped out too. I ended up taking everything at 61. So now they're trying. Now they're coming in. It took forever for it to happen, but finally the sellers are dropping and on heavy volume on that. They took their sweet time and they're still not really pushing through all the way, but they're in there. They got to fight through that 226.24 area too. So normally I would be out of the market at 10, but I'm curious to see how far or how long this thing takes to actually drop, or will they give up? I mean, they haven't dropped it so far. Now VIX is really going higher now. I mean, still under 20, but now in the 16 range. Yeah, broke 16. Still again, still below 20, so it's not a concern. And there's no one speaking, right? There's nobody from the Fed talking. Just curious. Doesn't look like it. Right. They're there. They haven't pushed like we wanted to. Price is still stuck in that range. They're trying. It seems like they want to come in because there's a big area of volume, I'm sorry, that continues to push it down, but then it stops. All right, it hits it and then it stops. What it's going up against is 226.24 and 226.16. There's 265,000 in that area. Like the buyers won't allow prices to drop 226.21 and sellers won't let prices go higher than 226.60. Yeah, the pressure is definitely building. You can see that in the volume. There's a lot of volume in between those two price points. It's gonna explode. Everything just points to sell. So that's where my mind was this morning. Other time frame traders. Yeah, for sure. Because you got the first 30 and the second 30. So we're in the second, so we're in the B period. So B period could push it down. A period just played around with it. And B period is actually making a move. So that started at this candle we're currently in right now. And they're pushing through. They're trying to push it down. They're trying to push it down. 226.03 is the low. We're 226.17 now. The sellers are in. You see they're pushing it through. It just took forever for it to happen, and it's still taking a long time. But logically, everything points to sell because from Thursday of last week to Friday, I'm sorry, traded higher, but price actually dropped. So there was a shift in value versus price, right? So go back to that example of like a television. If it's selling for 1,000, but other people who are in the market for television don't feel like it's worth 1,000, there's a shift, right? That's that shift. So the sellers are there. It's just need that tush push for it to really make a difference. And they're trying hard now with this 5 minutes. They're trying hard. Back to that POC. So it would have been right now, prices are now at $54 per contract. So it would have been a break even if we stayed in, for me, stayed in there. But it's still not breaking through. They're there, they're just not breaking through. Seems like a dud for the day. And the differences in field price are again, it's a head scratcher. I got in at 55, took 61. Are they coming now? Looks like they're trying to push. They keep trying to push, but hitting that POC, that 226 flat. Because even in this candle, there's more buyers than sellers, but price is dropping. So it's telling me that buyers are starting to get absorbed. And prices are right back at 50, 54 now. And we made a new low on top of that. The sellers are in. It's just options aren't really reflecting the price movement. I really want to see us push down. I mean, technically we pushed down, but just not at the best area. Yeah. Well, I don't know what else is going to happen. It keeps going back from that range top and range bottom. Just the market has not moved like you would think it would have, especially looking at market profile and order flow. We see there's no interest in that 226.60 area, but it has been not there hasn't been a significant push down. It's over. It's past 10 o'clock, so I don't even trade during this time anyway. I may have to call it for the day. Try to get back to it tomorrow. I mean, it's literally mo no movement from even in this B period. I know we're still fresh in the B period, but no real movement anywhere. And as we're popping 226.30, we're still seeing no interest in volume, I'm sorry. Okay. Here is 10:10. And it may happen when I'm done, when I log off, but they're still there. The sellers are still there. So if you had entered now at 50, I think it was at 54, it's now 48. You still would be in the play. It just hasn't happened the way or with the speed that we would like. 226.12. It's starting to drop. Like I said, they are starting to absorb buyers from the last 5 minutes, and now everything is still pointing to sell. Right? From the profile to order flow, it's just taking a sweet time to do so. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything is happening in the morning. It may happen as soon as I log off, but right now there's nothing there. Again, the sellers, I would be surprised if we start to buy up from here. There's no indication that they are interested in buying at 226. It just hasn't happened in the first 30 minutes. So I am going to go ahead and call it. It sucks that most of you guys got a bad feel in the high 60s or mid 60s. I see some of you all are typing in, so stick around for a little bit. See if I can make that bigger. Yeah, 64, 65. That's that's a high feel. Yeah, I mean, you have the whole day. I mean, the opportunities of for me have always been the first 30 minutes, which is the A period. We're in the second 30 minutes now, which is the B period. But I mean, you have from 9:30 to 4. These different time frames play differently. And plus, I play with options, so there's a time decay as well. That's why part of the reason why I'm normally done by 10 o'clock. I mean, if you play this afternoon, then definitely you would do the next day. You wouldn't do the same day because time decay on the zero DTE starts around 11:30. That's when you really see the value of your options start to decay. So if you're gonna play in the afternoon, you would do the next day. So again, evenings play differently. They move differently than the morning. Evenings are you have a lot of people exiting positions to close out the day. It has nothing to do with value, and you get enough people to exit out of it, and you'll see a movement. And as we're speaking, I mean, we're still seeing a rejection of 226 price tag. It's just that tush push, that push down, it just hasn't happened. It's stuck. All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. There's nothing to see. Very little profit for me. 55 to 61. Bad fills I see for a lot of others at 65, which is again still of a head scratcher. Why you got 65? I was looking more at 60 at the beginning, and then I got filled at 55. So 65 is a little high. All right, a bad trade. I'm gonna stick around for your question, then I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. So the broader market is moving lower. The 1 minute is tight though. And it has nothing to do with rotation you use. I mean, you can use a 1, 5, whatever. But if you start looking at VWAP on one, I just wouldn't trust it as much. All right, and I'm gonna get out of it. Again, we're still seeing sellers in the market. It just hasn't pushed. It hasn't pushed the way we like for scalping. I mean, whatever rotation they use, it really doesn't matter. You can scout with a 4 hour. Price is price, movement is movement. And if the seller started to come in as I'm about to log off, it looked like that's what's happening. All right, I'm gonna get out of here because now I'm getting frustrated. It hasn't happened the way we wanted to. I'm gonna see you all, regroup, and see you all tomorrow. Have a great one. Oh, no, 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 no. Won't do that.